Hey everybody, I'm Scott Kegler and welcome to Shelf to Table, a new show that we're doing here at Tabletop Gaming Center where we count down our favorite games from 5 to 1 on a certain subject or theme. Today's theme is one that is perfect for game nights, particularly for a couple of friends, a couple, where they'll be looking at our best couples games under $50. So the games that we have on the table today are Duel for Cardia, Lord of the Rings Duel, Pagan, Fate of Roanoke, Targi, and Splendor Duel. So if you're looking to get into the hobby for not a lot of money, this list is for you. So this is our first dueling game that we have in the list. A very common theme on two-player games. But Duel for Cardia puts a lot of game into a very small package, so very portable. But a large decision space, which is essentially a game where you're doing simultaneous card play, meaning that you're both playing card hidden at the same time and then revealing them. The numbers in the card determine the winner, so the highest number wins the trick, essentially. But the player who had the lower card gets a special ability that triggers. What you're playing for in this game are these rings, and the first player to get 5 rings wins the game. But yes, you say, just keep playing high numbers, how is that exciting? The special powers really open this game up, allow you to change the outcome of prior tricks, move points around, apply modifiers to other cards that were played. So these rings keep shuffling around, and you end up with this very exciting duel. Now, why does Duel for Cardia come in at number 5? Few things. There's not much of a theme. The art is very pretty, but again, it's a simple card game. Great if you're looking to get into it. It's only about a $17, $18 game. So again, a lot of bang for your buck, but maybe not the most creative name, Duel for Cardia. But that's our number 5. Let's go on to number 4. Coming at number 4, we've got Splendor Duel, published by Space Cowboy. Now, Splendor Duel is a standalone sequel to the game Splendor, which you may have seen. And I actually think in a lot of ways this game is a bit better. Comes in under $50 and perfect for 2 people. I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of game on the table. So on your turn, what you're doing in Splendor Duel is one of 3 mandatory actions. You can either take gems from the board. So you would take 3 gems in an orthogonal pattern. If you don't know what that means, it's a fancy way of saying 3 in a row, like this or that, so no diagonals. Instead of that, you can take just a gold gem and reserve a card here from the tableau. So you would take it, place it in your play area. You have not purchased this card, but you are placing a gold here to later buy this card at a reduction of 1 cost. You could choose essentially as a wild, making that card cheaper to do. You could also just pay for that card as your action as well, add it to your tableau, and then that gem cost will reduce the cost of future purchases for you. So if I built this card, I would get a reduction of red, 1 red, or 1 ruby, whatever you want to call it, on all other purchases going forward. So the way to win the game is one of 3 win conditions. You're either going to have 10 points in an entire column in one color. You could also have 10 crowns. Be the first person to have that. Some cards will have crowns on them as well. And similar to the points that we showed before in one column, they could be anywhere in my tableau. And if they equal 20 at the end of my turn, I also win the game. In addition to this, you also have some optional actions, these little scrolls that you see on the table here, that you could take a bonus action on your turn to do other things, to take a extra gem in addition to your turn. So in addition to that row, 1 more gem to pay for a card. You can draw from the bag. You can also take 2 pearls, because normally you can never take more than 1 pearl on your turn. Some of the cards also have little bonus actions when you purchase them. So this one lets you take another turn. Some will let you use that as a wild, so add it to a row of that type to help on discounts. There are also actions that let you take a gem from the board as well. This is a great 2-player game. It's very tense. There's a nice decision space here, and it's always fun to watch your engine build up as you have all this more buying power by the end of the game. So highly recommend it. Splendor Duel, that's our number 4. Coming at number 3, we've got Pagan, Fate of Roanoke, published by Capstone Games. Now this is a asymmetrical game for 2 players, where 1 player is taking on the role of the witch, 1 is taking the role of the hunter. The witch is trying to hide their identity, which they will draw at the beginning of the game from a hand of, or a deck of 9 cards. That will be one of these 9 villagers that are under investigation. They will be trying to add secrets and get favors on the various characters in the village, but most importantly, get at least 3 favors on their true identity, and then use that to cast their final spell and win the game. The hunter is going to be looking at clues and evidence on certain characters to spend that to either exonerate certain characters, so they'll get to pull from this deck, they'll look at it, and anyone that is here is obviously not the witch, and move on to other characters they are suspicious of to potentially eliminate the witch. So really it becomes a bit of a hidden role game where you're trying to identify as the hunter who they are, and the witch trying to get away with their plot. Now, over the course of the game, you're going to be playing cards, similar to dueling games like Radlands or players that enjoy things like Magic the Gathering. There's going to be a lot of cool card plays, tapping cards. The witch has potions and familiars that she uses and places her workers to take her 3 actions over the course of a turn. Where the hunter is adding shop locations to visits, have allies, have other abilities to continue to help them in the fight to find out who this witch is. One of the most interesting things in the game, though, is playing your workers on these cards, the actual villagers, that also have special effects that allow you to draw cards, earn your influence that lets you play other cards of your own to your play area, and block certain actions from your opponent. So really to have that tug of war between these 2 players. This game is wonderful because it really builds a story at the end of the night. You're playing this and it's like, oh, I really thought you were, Stranger Sue. Maybe I really was suspicious of her, but you bluffed me out because you were playing favors on her even though that wasn't you. Great move, a lot of laughs, and it's a very thematic, great game for the spooky season as well. Wonderful game, can't say enough about Pagan, Fate of the Roanoke. That's why it's coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we've got Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth from Repro Productions. So this is a game that you've probably seen around a lot. It's only been out for, I think, a couple of years now, 2-3 years, and has skyrocketed to the top 100 on BGG. So this is mainly a drafting game, meaning that you're going to be taking cards from this tableau over here, one at a time on your turns, to take various different actions during the course of the game. What you're working towards as one player playing the Fellowship, one player being Sauron and the forces of evil, trying to accomplish one of 3 goals. But you basically do it in the same way, so it's not necessarily an asymmetrical game like we talked about on Pagan. So what you're trying to do is either fulfill an area control condition, so whoever has presence in all 7 parts of the realm. The other condition is trying to either, if you are the Fellowship, move this handy-dandy plastic piece here all the way to Mordor and drop off the Ring of Power and win the game. Or you can be nice and scary as Sauron here and the Ring Wraiths. I mean, the comments is going to be mad about me getting that wrong originally. And all the way and capture poor Frodo and Sam. Oh no! And they're gone. And you win the game. The third way is to win getting the alliance throughout the Middle-earth, meaning that you get all 6 of these types of characters. So you have the alliance of the world of men, dwarves, hobbits, elves, wizards, and the Ents. So if you can collect that set, you will also win the game. The game is played over 3 different drafts, 3 different eras. So you'll have this first one, and then there's a pattern in the second one. This flips this pyramid, so it'll be 2 in the bottom, 6 at the top, and then a little funky one, boxed out one for the 3rd round. So on your turn, you'll take a card. If you can't afford it, you will pay either the money. There's also cards that will give you symbols here that will work towards your engine of paying off costs, which you can use for buying other cards. These cards will let you place towers on the board, also take other actions. Some red cards in the game will let you place units and move them around to other areas on the board to help you get that presence and win the game through area control. Why you want to have the alliances as well, it's a win condition, but they also, if you get enough of a alliance, so 2 cards of one type, you can take these tokens as well and get other special conditions here. So you'll get these little special abilities either one time or ongoing throughout the game. The game continues through those 3 eras until someone reaches the win condition. If you get to the end of drafting all the cards at the end and no one has met one of those 3 conditions, whoever has the most presence on the board wins the game. So that is Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth. We'll actually be playing this game on the channel during one of our live streams. We're doing a 2-player series over the summer that may continue as well. So depending when you watch this video, you can either get ready to watch that live stream or even go into our videos on the channel and watch the recording of that play. But it's not quite as good as my favorite game on the list, which is coming up next at number 1. And this brings us to the number 1 game for 2 players, and that is Targi by Cosmos. Now, this is a game that is not only the top of this list, but also appears in my top 10 games of all time. This is a fantastic introduction to worker placement that ends up as a very tight puzzle for 2 players. In the game, you are both going to have your individual tribe, and you'll be placing these meeples, these cute little guys, which actually do not come with the base game. And I should point out a lot of the items here I have personally upgraded in this game over the years. Take that as you will. But you'll be placing these workers one at a time around the perimeter of these cards to select the actions, but also as a bit of a puzzle to determine which of these resources or cards you'll earn from the middle. So these cards on the outside will remain the same the whole game, but as you place them, so right now, as I go to place this last worker For white, I have to place an illegal space. That is going to have to be one that is not across from my opponent, and I cannot place where this little robber is either. So let's say I place here, which is a legal space for me to place, or I could place over here as well if I wanted next to this little purple meeple. And what that does is, the exciting part of Targi now is we look to see where these intersect. So like these two white workers intersect here, and they intersect here. So I'm looking down this way to see where these connect. And the blue player is over here, as you can see, intersects there and here. And then what we do is we would resolve the actions around the board, as well as take good cards that are over here for cards that are won for goods, like this gold piece, this victory point, or this salt and pepper, or win tribe cards, pay for those, and those will be added to a tableau, which is going to drive endgame. You do this for 12 rounds of the game, so the robber is going to go through these 3 spaces, these 3, and so on, until either you get to the last raid action of the game, or until one player has completed 3 rows of 4, completing their tableau, and both players score. Highest score wins the game. I absolutely adore this game, as it's a very tight action space. Every decision matters, not just what actions I want to take, but what do I want to block my opponent from. Many people that I play with at home with this game, we generally refer to it not just as Targi, but we call the game, hey you jerk, because everything is just, hey you jerk, you took my spot, around the board, having a lot of fun, gathering the resources of salt, pepper, dates, water, and gold. This game is very affordable for people coming into the hobby. Small box, small table presence. I think it's like a $20 game. Highly recommend for people to jump in. It also has an expansion, which some of those components are out here on the board as well, that open up the decision space, give some player flexibility, and really just have it be an exciting race to finishing your tableaus and have this really neat engine in front of you during the course of the game. I have played this probably over 100 times, have yet to get sick of it, and is always a fun one to introduce to couples that are looking for getting into this hobby, not a complex rule book, but let you feel really smart playing it and not break the bank at the end of the day. So that is why Targi is my #1 recommendation for 2-player games. So what list would be complete without some runners-up as well? Here we've got 3 games that may tickle your fancy as well. We have first Boop, which is a abstract game. So if you're looking for more of that chess-like experience, wonderful game where you're playing adorable cats, trying to knock each other off a bed. In fact, the game even comes with like a little cute little comforter in the bag to go over the box. That actually comes from a publisher, Smirk and Laughter, out of Connecticut. So where we are, really cool. There's also Son of Valo. This is a bit heavier of a game than we went through in the other games. Very fun for 2 players. Also has a solo mode, really fun, where you are both building your own little farms. That's Son of Valo. And finally, a very new game for this year, but we actually covered a couple of the designers' games early in the video. That's Bruno Catala. Castle Nightingale is a asymmetrical game where one of you is playing a samurai, trying to defend these valuables in Castle Nightingale from 3 sneaky kitty cats. So very cute, but very ruthless game of more cats here like Boop, but very different gaming experience, which we'll actually be playing during our 2-player series, depending when you watch this video on the channel. So that concludes our top 5 2-player games for you to try out. If we missed one of your favorites, go ahead and add a comment. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel so we can keep making more content like this. With that, I wish you well. Get some time to sit down, unplug, and get your own game from the shelf to the table.